Vikings baseball coach Luke Johnson after a doubleheader split with Elmhurst College. Vikings losing the first game by an 8-4 score, and they come back to win the last game of the season, a 6-2 victory over the Blue Jays. Luke, let's talk a bit about this for this second game, actually. You guys really set the tone early, get 2 runs there in the first, 2 more in the fourth, and you guys just really take off there offensively. Talk a bit about how the guys were able to bounce back from that first game to get this victory.
Honestly, I feel like there were several guys in that lineup that were smelling. 2 guys, Joe and Zach, that were smelling, the last meaningful at bats that they might have, and had very good ones. Zach set the tone right off the bat with he hammers the ball past first base when he gets in for a triple, and that guy in that spot having that happen, I think was huge for the team. But it was just nice to see for him. But I think you saw a little bit of that today. You saw some guys feeling it a little bit, and sometimes when guys get in situations like that, the situation can overcome them a little bit. It was nice to see that not happen for either of those guys in that spot. Connor got to come in late. Nate came in and did what he does. We got him on second base, a chance to score a big run late. Didn't happen, but and Jeff did the same thing. I mean, I let Jeff Paulson swing 3-0 in that spot. And I think for him in that spot, he barrels balls all the time, and getting him a good ball to hit. We didn't want to ground to a double play there, especially the way that inning went. But Jeff hammered balls around today too. So you saw 3 starters as seniors that really, I think, milked their last 5 plate appearances or 4 at-bats or whatever the case was, and you saw everybody get involved, and you saw them play with a little bit of emotion and a little bit of heart. Zach in particular, saw a guy in a game that on paper doesn't mean a whole lot, and he lines out to right field and is out of the batter's box and down the line. The last time he's going to ever do that when it matters, he's 4-1 out of the right side of the batter's box, and that just says a lot about Zach, but hopefully also the way we want to play the game.
Talking about Alex Vernucci's start too, gets a complete game, 6 strikeouts, only 2 walks, a low pitch count. Talk about how he was out there on the mound.
He got himself off the ropes early, but when he started getting strike 1, and he got oiled up a little bit, he was pretty good. I don't think it was a very good day for anybody to pitch. There was the strike zone was all over the place and small at times, and they got big at times, and then people are flipping a coin back there. But he was able to get on track and make pitches when he needed to. We turned some double plays for him, which is helpful. But he pitched to contact, and for the most part, I got to look at the chart, but he hit quite a bit of spots and was pretty good today. So it was nice to see him. He's had some starts where he's been on the ropes and hasn't gotten off the ropes, and he did that today. So.
Let's go back to that first game. Unfortunately, you guys lose that one by an 8-4 score. Kenny Blanchard, though, goes 6 innings, gets 6 strikeouts. Talk about how he was out there on the mound.
I don't want to say Kenny got caught up in the emotion a little bit, but he didn't get the benefit of the strike call very early on, and it didn't look like it affected him, but I think it maybe affected the tempo of what was going on out there. So he battled, and I said last week to people privately that I felt as good about Kenny going out there and taking the ball probably the last 7 or 8 starts that he's had, as much as any guy I've ever had. So, he's not going to go out there and walk anybody. And I think I got to take a look at it. But as a staff, we were probably under 100 walks for the year. We were sitting like at 95 coming into the park today. So they all competed, and Kenny set the tone for the pitching staff that way. Really, was the first guy to really take the bull by the horns. And he wasn't great today, but he was good enough to keep us in a game. And I appreciated his efforts. Kenny had a really nice year.
Getting that final victory, the 6-2 victory, talking about how important that is now going into the offseason.
Well, you don't want to minimize that. There's a lot of things that we have to talk about. We got to autopsy some things. We got to let the dust settle here a little bit. But it isn't. You'd rather go into it with a win than a loss.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's under any illusions that we achieved anything near where we wanted to achieve this year. And so we'll talk about that privately as a team. But I'm not going to take away from anybody's effort, especially the guys that put it on for the last time today. They did a great job.
All right. Thanks so much, Luke, for taking the time this year.
Thank you.